Alright guys, getting ready to switch over to corn here today. Still got a little less than half the beans to cut, but they're just too green. And we got a chance of rain today, so we're going to go over and switch over to corn. Run that for a week or so. But Mark Hertzog wanted a video of the tank and auger setup we got here in the 2188. He's got a 2180 or something, or international combine similar. And he said he has to replace the auger about every other year in here, this bubble up auger. It wears it out, wears the flooding off of it. We've never replaced this auger. We put a new tube on it this year, put a whole new clean grain elevator. We didn't do some of these pieces, but the whole tube coming up and the square tube coming up with the chain, put new chain and everything else in it. And that was the first time we've had to ever do that, and we've put over 1,000 hours on the combine, 1,000 separator hours since we bought it in 2010. And it's probably been done once before, but this auger I think it's probably been replaced once, but we haven't ever done it. And you can see it looks pretty good. But anyway, I was going to say, if he had Mark, I can't remember if I asked you or not, if he had a flared bent extension on it. But they recommend with these Maurer bent extensions to run this hydraulic drive bubble up auger, they call it here. Well, it's not there's an extension add-on package to this. They just mount on this beam here that's in that bolts into the tank. And you can adjust the angle of it and everything to get it to fill the tank just right. We always have it fill a little farther forward so that it'll trip the full bend light before it'd run over the back. But they're fully, you can adjust them to fill the tank however you want. And then they run off the reel drive. They tie into the reel drive because that was the only auxiliary hydraulic port on the combine. And then you got a knob in the cab you can adjust as how fast you want it to turn, and then you don't need it turning real fast. And it doesn't look like it would help much, but this thing will it keeps the grain away, or it takes a lot less stress on the clean grain elevator. It takes a lot of stress off of it, because then when you get corn piled 3 feet up above here, it's not having to shove it up the clean grain elevator then shove it out this auger. It really does help the wear, I think, quite a bit on it. And this one's getting kind of worn thin here on the flighting because it runs in the grain all the time, but I'd put one of those on next year or something, new flighting on it. But it had it in here and we got it, and we were going to put one in if it didn't have one when we bought this combine. So luckily we found one that had it, but like I said, I think that just helps a lot. It doesn't wear the clean grain elevator out near as fast, and it just takes a lot of stress. I've heard if you shut these off if you're in wet corn or something and you got a pretty good load on the tank and you try to start it back up, sometimes it won't start the elevator if you don't have this auger, just because it does have so much pressure on the clean grain elevator here. But like I said, we've had this in here and we've never had trouble starting the clean grain elevator up, even in wet corn. So, well, Mark, hope that helps you out there. And like I said, I'd recommend anyone looking at one of these combines get one of these for it, and really helps it out here. Really helps the life of the clean grain elevator out a lot. And on your clean grain elevator, if they're just reflighting the auger, you can buy very cheap flighting. I'd find some place that's got good quality flighting, and I'm not even sure if Case IH would have that good of stuff. I'd probably find an auger guy, but anyway, I'd just try that, see if you can find a good quality flighting too, because we bought cheap flighting before too, and it doesn't last very long. So, well, thanks for watching.